What's going on, guys? Welcome to another devlog for my immersive sim game Tempered Flames. We've got some big plans this week and I'm super excited to show you all my progress. This week I have to start creating the fire ability, fix the ability menu, and work on some more level design. But I've been super busy this week. I've been getting more and more responsibilities at work, and my friend got me into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is great, but it leaves me with very little time to get things done for the game. So with all that in mind, here's the plan. Any time I have between work and Jiu-Jitsu will be spent on Tempered Flames. The timer starts right now, and if you guys like what I'm doing here, make sure you like the video and smash subscribe. Now let's get cracking. The first thing I wanted to implement was the fire ability. Shine, the VFX artist I've been working with, who created the awesome lightning effect, made this really cool toon fire shader, only there was a slight issue with it appearing blue for me for some reason. Other than that, it looks super on point and Tempered Flames will finally have some proper, well, flames. The idea for the fire ability was originally a fire stream, like a cone, but Shine pointed out that the cone effect might look too much like the lightning. The abilities need to be distinct, especially since there's so few of them, so we decided instead of a fire stream, maybe a fireball would be better, throwing it like a projectile. This would also give the player a longer range attack, so I'll eventually have to create some enemies with ranged attacks to compensate for it, and create more varied challenges this way. I've always had this really annoying bug that I think I'll just have to deal with much later in development, where if you have one ability selected, you still have the ability you had selected before. It's a mess and kind of breaks gameplay, but well, it's what it is for now. In the meantime, I wanted to create some new assets for the upper floor of the library. The idea here is that the new regime buried the wisdom of the old, represented by a very medieval aesthetic in the basement, whereas I want the upper floors to look more baroque. The color scheme might be pushing the contrast a little bit too much. Let me know if you think it's okay, or if you think I should maybe change something about these walls or the color. It is supposed to be a bit over the top though. I also made a sort of testing platform area. It's a bit dark, but it'll work. I got the fire rendering properly, so basically from my understanding, the trail renders when the whole object is moving. So if it's moving faster, the fireball trail will grow longer. I love the way it looks. Here it's still following the player's direction, but that's an easy fix. But yeah, this is going to be awesome. So I feel like the next logical step would be to try to fix this gross ability menu. There's a lot wrong here, and I'm honestly not sure how to go about this, but hey, someone told me lately that the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time, so I think the best thing to do first and foremost is to arrange these placeholder icons into a circle. It's still based on buttons rather than the mouse position, and honestly nothing really changed here, but hey, at least it's there. The problem with buttons is that you have this awkward mouse cursor up on your screen, and you have to be precise with where you click, and that precision isn't really necessary for radial menus. It just adds this extra step that the player doesn't really need. It just feels clunky. All you need to do is highlight and select whatever ability the player hovers over, but there's another layer of complexity because instead of having to find the mouse position, you have to find the actual angle that the mouse is pointing to. That gets rid of the precision element and makes your UI nice and simple, but means you have to do a bit of math. So I think I'll be taking a little bit of a break from that for now to finish up the level design. The whole baroque look of the upper library is supposed to show how that which is good and holy and simple is replaced by this overexorbitant, overdone, human-centric, artistic and intellectual development, overturning the old wisdom in art and architecture that rose up towards heaven and towards God. Now you might be thinking that's a bit too on the nose, or shouldn't a level be more focused on gameplay rather than theme? My answer would be absolutely, but if you can get multiple uses out of any element in your game, then all the better. There's a whole side to level design that focuses strongly on what's called environmental storytelling, which I think is a self-explanatory term, but basically it refers to being able to infer conclusions about what happened in a particular place based on what's laid out in a given level. You see this a lot in Bethesda games like Elder Scrolls or Fallout, and I think it's really important for level design, especially for a game like Tempered Flames, which really is so narratively focused. Speaking of not forgetting the past, this week was the Solemnity of All Saints, followed by All Souls Day, so make sure you pray for the souls in purgatory because they really need it. Okay, so I have a problem. I'm only gonna have like one day left to work on the game until I have to start editing the video, and then the menu is nowhere near done, and there's just a lot of things to do, so I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and just go 300%, so let's do it and see how much I can get done. So I had to implement that whole angle check thing for the mouse position to get the currently selected ability. I had to totally get rid of the button functionality and implemented the ability selection pretty much from scratch. I'm actually really happy with the way that this turned out, and I have some really good news. Having redone this whole ability selection in this way actually fixed that weird ability bug where they were all selected at once. This is really huge. Actually, this is probably the biggest bug that I was going to have to deal with, and since it's fixed, it might very well mean that I can release another playable demo pretty soon. I haven't released one since like way back when I still had those old dungeon assets, so this is going to be such a huge step. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and smash that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter down in the description. If I can get that demo released on itch soon for you guys, that'll be huge. I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be awesome. You for sure won't want to miss that, so I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and God bless.